Hello, Nostradamus here, and welcome once again to Fawn Age News. I've got cams up here showing the latest data on a rather large sulfur dioxide release. This was brought to my attention by my very good friend Margot. She is at the moment conducting some research into the high nitrous oxides levels in the atmosphere and the role that plays in producing the bad ozone, which is going to end up poisoning us all. So I'm well looking forward to that. If you haven't already, you can check her out at Margot's Healing Corner on YouTube. She's absolutely brilliant. Anyway, there's all this sulfide dioxide. So she told me about this, so I thought I'm going to have to investigate. So what I did was went to the surface to see if I could find out where it was coming up. So let's have a look. In this area here, I need a new computer. So you can see we've got this bubble. So I think this is where there's nothing else for hundreds or thousand miles around apart from this one little bubble. See? So I went on Google Earth, pinpointed exactly where it was. And this is the place it's coming from, Lake Payasino. You want to read about Lake Payasino? It's a large freshwater lake in Krasnoyarsk Krai, northern central part of Russia. Many rivers empty into the lake, and the river flows from the lake. It freezes up in October and stays icebound until June. And I had a look on the Earth, not Null School. Anyway, I had a look at it. It's totally a froze solid. But also, as the recipient of polluted wastewater from Norilsk Nickel's metallurgical plants, it is almost completely devoid of fish. So this lake here, where all this sulfur dioxide's coming from, it's a huge emission. Is basically it's a toxic dump. Good God Almighty. Any road. We had some a bit of hopium from the BBC. I'm going to play this, but I must remind you, you must have a TV license before you watch this. I'm just going to play it and let you listen. I'm not going to say anything. I I can't believe this bollocks. Here we go.
You can see plants starting to come back in this restored salt marsh, but when the plants die, rather than just lying and decomposing, these layers of sediment essentially lock that material away in the mud. So that carbon in that plant material is just stored in the layers of mud in this marsh. By drilling into the mud, these scientists in the US are taking part in a global effort to gather evidence of how much carbon-rich plant matter is locked into the layers. By comparing different wetlands around the world, they found that as sea levels rise and wash in more sediment on the tide, even more carbon is buried. Future sea level rise, they say, could cause marshes on the coasts of Australia, China and South America to lock away an additional 5 million tonnes of carbon every year. That's equivalent to taking 1 million cars off the roads.
So sea level rise is good then? Hurrah! Right, well, I can't do this video without mentioning this. Millions of Indians just had a taste of fanny. Me? I've not had any fanny in years. The lucky Hindu bastards. There haven't been any rather large, really big earthquakes today, so I'm going to take this opportunity to just have a sip of my snake bite. That's better. Have a fag and all. Bastard later. Oh, life's little pleasures. Right, where are we up to? Oh yes. Planet Earth, where we all live. What a wonderful place. There it is. The thin atmosphere and the crust and the core. Earthrise, the famous picture. The astronauts were on the moon. Took the picture of the Earth. But everything you've ever been told is a lie. Because in fact, the Earth is flat. I truly believe they've been lying to us and hiding it all this time. And this is the true map of planet Earth. And this is where we are. And this is Antarctica. And you can't go beyond it. And outside, there's the outer realms. There. It's unmistakable. It is the truth. Oh, I'm just kidding. This is our universe. This is a picture taken by the Hubble telescope. I bet that bloke in charge of the mirrors felt a right dickhead when the first pictures came through. Anyway, he sorted it out in the end. There's the cosmic background radiation. and a representation of the Big Bang, the what they call inflation, where it all expanded exponentially. There's a Greek statue looking at it all. Anyway, they're saying the universe is expanding faster than previously thought. So it's getting bigger. It's very, 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 very big. And it's getting bigger all the time and getting just any road. Everything you've ever been told is a lie. The universe is not expanding, it is in fact collapsing. There is no dark matter, there is no dark energy. It's a load of BS. It's just gravity. And I, Nostradamus, can prove it. First, you've got to ask yourself, where did all the antimatter go? It is theorized that when the universe popped into existence, that there was slightly more matter than antimatter created. I just don't buy it. I think it's a load of rubbish. The antimatter is still out there somewhere in an equal proportion to all the matter in our universe. I have several visualizations of how it all works, and I will now discuss the most likely scenarios. So here's my theory number 1. All the antimatter immediately collapsed into an antimatter black hole here at the Big Bang, causing such an explosion as to fling out all the matter into the surrounding void. Is all the matter in our universe, all the galaxies. I am assuming that matter and antimatter gravitationally attract, and that we have long passed the point of expansion and the universe is now pulling itself back together. Meow. There is also the possibility that matter and antimatter gravitationally repel, which is the subject of some of my more complex theories, but which would also be an explanation for the apparent accelerated expansion of the universe. Theory number 2. It is known that empty space is never truly empty. It fizzes with subatomic particles popping in and out of existence, usually in pairs, and they appear out of nothing and then annihilate each other in a minute fraction of a second. I think our universe could be one of these such particles, and the particles that we observe are other universes in their own right, but on insanely different timescales. I don't think of our universe as a particle, but rather more like an area of stuff. Our universe has passed its point of furthest distance from its antimatter twin universe, and they are now on track for collision and annihilation. I am now going to back up my theories with a quite simple explanation. Let's put ourselves inside these two very different universes. From our perspective, it does indeed appear that mostly everything else is flying away from us at an ever-increasing speed. Everything is getting pulled in the same direction. The galaxy in front of us, here, is being subject to greater force and is therefore experiencing higher acceleration and appears to be racing away from us. Similarly, our Milky Way, here, is subject to more force than the galaxy behind us. And so, it appears to be also racing away. We are racing away from it. It's just a matter of perspective. Just a very simple exploration of the sky should validate my theory that debunks the expansion of the universe. Looking at the red and blue shifts of faraway galaxies should reveal a pattern like an arc. Showing a shell of galaxies that are not as redshifted as they should be, in a line, out into distant space. This will show that not all galaxies are flying apart in a great expansion, but rather be proof of everything converging, as some of the galaxies are the same distance as us away from our ultimate destination. Some may even be blue shifted, but they will all be on the same line of sight. So there you have it, mystery solved. It's no wonder I have gone mad thinking about all this shit. We are so insignificant. Does anything matter anymore? Every day, the earth dies a little more, and my heart dies a little more along with it. I don't know how long I can keep up doing these videos, but it makes me feel better. So I'm going to carry on and do as many as I mentally can before the grid goes down. Keep loving your heart till your very last breath. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to let your friends know about how the universe really works. Please like and share my videos, and I hope you enjoy my little tune in the description box below. Try to enjoy what little time we have left. Oh, that reminds me. Has anybody got the right time? The fucking watch keeps getting stuck on 1 minute to midnight. Oh well, till next time, when I will reveal some more amazing facts about what we believe to be reality. Just before I go, I feel I must clarify that here in the UK, a fanny refers to a lady's front bottom and not to her posterior. Goodbye.